Through what action are you respecting your worth? This one's very telling. You can tell yourself that you love yourself. You can tell yourself that you care about yourself. But look at your actions. What do your actions actually tell you about how much you care about your overall well-being? Are you taking care of yourself as if you are taking as if it is someone else you are responsible for? For example, if you have a child, or if you had a child, you can imagine you wanting the child to be healthy and productive and happy for whatever they need or want in their life. How much do you treat yourself in this way? Or on the other side of the coin, how much do you disrespect yourself through your action, through setting yourself back with a vice or a bad habit, or not following a routine that you know is going to help you? How are you avoiding taking good care of yourself? Because it is through our actions where our real beliefs lie. If you are one to self-sabotage, what does that say about how you really view yourself? How you really feel about what you deserve? You may not even feel or think that you deserve bad things. But if you look at your actions, and if your actions are self-sabotaging every single day, so that the next day you can't be productive or healthy or happy, notice that you have a pattern. And likewise, on the other side, if you think you don't care about yourself, but you look at all the actions that you take, and if they're positive, notice that. Sometimes when I was feeling the most down, it would be extra important for me to take the best care of myself, to feed myself right, to wake up on time, to get out of the house, to go outside. How much of that are you doing for yourself? You know what you need, right? I've already listed wake up time, bedtime. How much do you abstain from vices that don't really add to your life? How much do you work on a project that really grabs your attention? How much do you focus on what needs to be focused on rather than procrastinating? How do you treat yourself in your day-to-day? How do you treat yourself when no one's looking? Do you gorge yourself on vices behind closed doors? It is in those moments where no one else is watching and no one else really knows. Those moments when the way you treat yourself then are the moments that are the most telling with how much respect you have for yourself. Because really, to avoid a vice and to make a healthy choice in whatever format that is, whether it be food or an action of some sort, avoiding a distraction, maybe it's avoiding those dopamine chasing distractions, like those quick dopamine hits, whatever it may be. I want you to make a list of how you sabotage yourself through your action, and have a moment with yourself. Even write this down. When I do this, this is what it says about me. Maybe we can even use the tool of the gremlin. So there's this idea of a gremlin. It represents your negative self-talk, your negative belief. And it will say whatever things that are limiting you. Well, likewise, the gremlin can act out in certain ways that are negative to you. Whether it be whatever addiction or whatever distraction. So notice the ways that your gremlin in you, the saboteur in you, acts in. Notice all the ways that you negatively act within yourself. List them out and write about, like, hey, when I do this, how do I feel about that? Or even if you can even separate yourself a little bit to get yourself some perspective. If I saw someone do this, what would I tell them? And I saw them do this negative thing and then have this negative result. What would I say to them? What does someone who does this to themselves every day, what would be their level of self-worth? And that could be telling. Maybe the truth is you are not one that embodies a high self-worth in your actions, even though maybe you have fooled yourself to believe that you do feel like you are worth a lot. And that could be true in identity, but maybe in action it's not the case at all. Notice the positive things that you do for yourself as well. This is incredibly important. Notice all the times that you pick yourself back up. Notice all the times that you do go for that workout, that you do wake up on time, that you do have the routine, or that you do abstain from distraction or a vice. And you do the thing that you're meant to be doing. You do not procrastinate. Notice those times too. And think about what kind of self-worth of a person does this, right? Because perhaps it can remind you in your lower moments how much self-worth you actually have. This reminds me of a similar story where David Goggins would have a journal of how many miles he ran every day. And to have him get out of bed and run more, he would, when he's not feeling it, he would open up this journal of all the action he took. And he would remind himself who he was from the action he took. If you actually started tracking and documenting how many days in a row that you've been sabotaging yourself with X action, and you actually looked at it, how would you feel about yourself if you're like, wow, like for the last 30 days, I've done this, and I sabotaged myself in these ways? Like, do I want this to continue? So, with that, to close this topic off, look at your actions and notice whether or not they are expressions of someone that has a high self-worth or a low self-worth. What does your actions say about you in terms of how much you respect yourself? With that, thank you for watching.